On the news, Nigerian government blocks 83 billion naira protest funds, arrests key sponsors in Abuja, Kano and Kaduna. Solid Minerals Minister Alake tells Tinubu's opponents to wait till 2027 amid calls for change of administration. And House Speaker Abbas withdraws bill prescribing jail term for refusal to sing reintroduced national anthem. Many thanks for joining us on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Simisola Atikun. The Nigerian government says it has successfully traced and blocked a total of 83 billion naira in cryptocurrency and fiat money reportedly channeled towards funding the recent nationwide protest against hardship and bad governance in Nigeria. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu revealed this during the inaugural meeting of the Council of State convened by President Bola Tinubu at the Aso Rock Villa Abuja on Tuesday. In a presentation titled "The Nationwide Protest as It Affects National Security," Ribadu disclosed that the government had tracked $50 million in cryptocurrency, out of which $38 million was frozen in 4 different wallets, in addition to another 4 billion naira contributed by various political actors from Abuja, Kano, Kaduna and Katsina states as part of the protest funds. Ribadu also revealed that an unnamed European national has been identified as the mastermind behind the proliferation of foreign flags during the protests. According to Ribadu, this individual will soon be declared wanted by the Nigeria Police Force. Meanwhile, the Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, has told those seeking regime changes to wait till the next election in 2027. Alake said this after the inaugural Council of State meeting with President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday. Addressing State House correspondents after the meeting, the minister said matters of state were discussed in a robust manner and the National Security Advisor was on hand to present the security situation of the country, and he did inform the Council of State about the conduct of the recent nationwide hunger and bad governance protests.
These 7 of us ministers made individual presentations to the Council of State meeting, and our presentations were well received from the feedback that we got immediately after individual presentations. And of course, at the end of it, matters of state were discussed in a robust manner and frank manner. And the National Security Advisor also was on hand to present the security situation of the country. And he did inform the Council of State, about the during and post events of the last protests, which I do not call a protest, I call a movement to effect a change of regime by force, which was also resisted. And so, the council thanked Nigerians at large for resisting any unconstitutional move to change government. If anybody is not satisfied with the government, any current administration, there's always an election coming. So you wait for election and cast your vote the way you deem fit. So the NSA briefed the council on the security situation and allayed fears all round.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has refuted allegations made by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) that officers of the Nigeria Police Force raided its head office in Abuja. Egbetokun, who spoke at the Nigeria Police Force Youth Summit in Abuja, disclosed that the police only targeted a specific shop within the NLC building, which was linked to a prime suspect in the recent #EndBadGovernance protest. This report has details.
Shortly after the invasion of its Abuja office on the 9th of Wednesday, August 7, 2024, the Labour Union described the move as a deliberate and provocative government action. The Police Inspector General has now publicly addressed the alleged invasion at this youth summit, saying that contrary to the union's claims, the operation carried out by the men of the NPF was to arrest a foreign national implicated in numerous criminal activities across Nigeria and other African countries. According to the IGP, the suspect who was traced to the shop disguised as a bookstore was also implicated in the Sudan crisis.
Some agents of destabilization are ready to use the hardship protest to destabilize our country. I won't be able to share the details yet because we are still on the trail of these individuals. Some of them are already out of the country. They immediately escaped. Some of them are even foreigners. One of them was traced to the Labour House the other day, and I was just wondering why the noise about the raid on Labour House when the police didn't raid Labour House. We raided only a shop that the individual was using as a front, and we have been monitoring his activities. He was very active in the Sudan crisis. And he's in Nigeria mobilizing people to destabilize our country.
Speaking further on the theme of the event, enhancing the Nigerian youth value for national security intelligence, the IGP restated his belief in the Nigerian youth and their vital role in achieving national security and sustainable development.
If you see something, you say something. All our officers have been trained to protect their informants. The DPOs, from the level of DPOs upward, they have a responsibility to protect their informants. Gone are the days when people are afraid to give information to the police for fear that they might be exposed. If you have fear that you'll be exposed, please meet the officer in charge of the station.
In her remarks, the Minister of Youth Development, Jamila Bayo Ibrahim, who spoke on behalf of President Tinubu, emphasized that youth empowerment is not just a future investment, but a present-day imperative.
In a rapidly evolving global landscape, the role of our youth in national security cannot be overemphasized. Enhancing their value in this domain is crucial to ensuring a safer, more secure Nigeria. By investing in our youth, we are investing in our nation's future.
Other speakers shared their insights and recommendations on the vital role of youth in governance and national security.
We must recognize that Nigerian youths are assets to the nation. If we utilize them well, they will deliver. If we fail to utilize them, they will be hijacked and misused against our great country.
This event is a testament to our commitment to recognize the pivotal role of young people plays in shaping the future of our nation. The team underscored the urgent need for our youth to be more involved in national security matters, given their unique position in the society.
The event, which commemorated the United Nations International Youth Day, aimed to engage Nigerian youth in national security efforts, promote their contributions, and address challenges facing the nation.
Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has withdrawn the controversial counter-subversion and other related bills which seeks to criminalize refusal to sing Nigeria's reintroduced national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. This follows heated opposition and outrage that trailed the introduction of the controversial bill, which prescribed a 10-year jail term for those who refused to sing the reintroduced anthem. Following the public uproar, Abbas, in a statement by his spokesman Musa Krishi on Wednesday, withdrew the controversial draft legislation declaring jail term and the fine after careful consideration of the nation's current circumstances. Now to education-related matters. The House of Representatives Committee on Basic Examination Bodies has grilled the head of a national office of the West African Examination Council, WAEC Nigeria, Josiah Dangote, over a 6 billion naira deficit the agency incurred in 2023 at an investigative hearing. The examination body was also grilled for obtaining a loan of 5 billion naira for the purchase of customized calculators in 2022 for students who sat for the examination. Although representatives of the examination body provided the cash book to back its transactions, the committee declined it, insisting to see bank statements from 2018 till date within 1 week. TV360's Folashade Olusegun completes this next report.
Head of National Office, WAEC Nigeria, Amos Josiah, was accompanied by the Registrar, the Senior Deputy Registrar, the Acting Director of Finance, and the Deputy Director of Finance of Examination Council. The House Committee on Basic Examination Bodies, chaired by Obuko Afoji, is demanding full disclosure of financial records and documents to uncover the circumstances surrounding WAEC expenditures. The committee also demanded evidence of contracts awarded and submission of the accounts to the Auditor's General Office.
You generated 33.3 billion naira, right? And you spend 40 billion naira. And this committee, in the last meeting, the committee asked WAEC to provide the expenditure that have led to the 6 billion deficit and what evidence of approval is in place to service this deficit incurred in 2023. I think we actually ask you to provide that information which, to the best of my knowledge, we don't have those information.
If we will have a letter detailing specifics, because you see, like I told you, if we need a bank statement, let the request be in bank statement. And if it comes that way, like I informed you, I'm under authority, I will follow the protocol, and I will plead that you give us 2 weeks so that we will get the necessary approvals and revert back with the request.
The committee also expressed dissatisfaction that out of 8 submissions demanded from the examination body to scrutinize 8 expenditure, it is only submitted 1, which was the nominal role.
There is difference between cash book and a statement of account. Yeah, bank statement. There is difference between cash book and statement of account. And you said, you told him, according to him, you said you have supplied everything. Now we put it to you. You know, you are a friend of this committee. Yes. You know, because this is your committee. You know, I put it to you that if you ask me to bring my statement of account and I go and bring a cash book, are they the same?
Another member of the committee, Awaji Nobek Abiete, in his comments described WAEC as an uncooperative body which must be held accountable.
If you choose to mislead us, we always find a way to get back to the right path. I am sure that you are also aware that there is a Freedom of Information Act. So no matter what you want to tell us, no matter what you want to do, this House, as represented by this committee, has every means available to extract the bank statements of WAEC Nigeria.
The committee further queried WAEC for breaching the Financial, Public Procurement and Financial Regulation Act over the payment of 50% of the contract for the construction of its Taraba State Office, worth 532 million naira. Folashade Olusegun, reporting for TV360 Abuja.
Still on House duties, the Special Committee on Oil Theft and Losses has recommended the establishment of a Special Intervention Fund for the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and the Nigeria Customs Service to enhance their operational efficiency. This recommendation was made by the chairman of the committee, Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa, during a special session on Tuesday, which focused on the utilization of special intervention funds to combat crude oil theft across the country, where he expressed dissatisfaction with the insufficient support provided to the NSCDC in fulfilling its constitutional mandate, while emphasizing on the vital role of the NSCDC that it plays in safeguarding Nigeria's critical infrastructure and assets. Doguwa assured that the committee would ensure the NSCDC is fully involved in the fight against oil theft and losses in Nigeria.
Reason the NNPC will have cause to engage other security agencies like your own, then they have no excuse whatsoever not to engage the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. More especially when you go to the nitty-gritty of the legal framework that established the Nigeria Civil Defense. Major part of your duty and responsibility is protection of national assets and public property.
Sir, let me even
I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes,
so the case you are putting is just right, and you don't have to even speak further. That we are not part of this scheme.
Yes,
we have not been invited. The NNPC does not require our services.
Yes, sir.
That's just all.
Speaking on behalf of the NSCDC, Deputy Commandant General Philip Ayuba expressed displeasure at what he described as the NNPCL's marginalization of the NSCDC personnel nationwide. He also criticized the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation for their refusal to include the NSCDC in the Special Intervention Fund scheme.
We are given the privilege of maybe giving details on intervention so far collected. I want to assure this honorable committee that as far as this goal is concerned, since its inception, we have never been opportune to have that privilege. From any rather, I think we have been busy pursuing the, appropriate, like NNPC and other decent, to be able to have that opportunity or chance of even having access to such. We have not. So I'm saying here categorically.
Sorry?
Yes, I have never had the opportunity of assessing anything.
It's time for a short break. When news now returns, 2 French military aircraft collide mid-air. Search for crew members underway. We'll give you details shortly.
Cut. All right. What's your name again? Kemi?
Yes, sir.
Good. Are you ready for us for next week?
Yes, sir.
Next.
No, sir. No.
What? Look, what we need here is one who can speak fluent English. Give her a chance.
I need a angel to hold me. Hold me, my beautiful angel.
Cut! It is Angel, not Angel. Please, I'm done with you. Excuse us. Kemi was far better.
It's not about our rendition. It's not about our performance here. By the time she and her friends join us in our hotel rooms, you will know how far.
Can I have her phone?
She has a robust profile.
Real robust profile. I do not undercut professional ethics. It is an act of corruption. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. The Nigerian government says it has successfully traced and blocked a total of 83 billion naira in cryptocurrency and fiat money reportedly channeled towards funding the recent nationwide protests against hardship and bad governance in Nigeria. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu revealed this during the inaugural meeting of the Council of State convened by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja on Tuesday, adding that an unnamed European national who has been identified identified as the mastermind behind the proliferation of foreign flags during the protest, will soon be declared wanted by the Nigeria Police Force. We also told you that Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has withdrawn the controversial counter subversion and other related bills which seeks to criminalize refusal to sing the reintroduced national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. This follows heated opposition and outrage that trailed the introduction of the controversial bill which prescribed a 10-year jail term for those who refused to sing the reintroduced anthem. Following the public uproar, the Speaker, through his spokesman Musa Krishi, on Wednesday withdrew the controversial draft legislation declaring jail term and the fine after careful consideration of the nation's current circumstances. In case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. Well, Okwemi Owoseni is on standby to keep us up to speed with happenings in the world of business. What's the latest, Okwemi?
Thank you, Simisola. Well, the Senate, through the Committee on Public Account, has slammed the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the Nigerian Police Force, and 12 others for their persistent refusal to respond to queries raised against them in the 2019 audit report. Expressing the committee's frustration to journalists on Tuesday, the chairman of the committee, Ahmed Wadada Aliyu, said the heads of the affected agencies had repeatedly ignored opportunities to respond to the queries. Wadada warns that going forward, any agency that refuses to honor invitations to defend its queries will have those queries sustained and reported to the Senate plenary by the committee.
The desire of the Public Accounts Committee to timely discharge its constitutional and legislative functions is being delayed by the evasive and negative actions of some CEOs or accounting officers of the concerned MDAs. The committee is very displeased with the attitude of foot dragging by agencies who are by law expected to respond to parliamentary invitations and account for their actions. So from this point, any MDA that fails to appear to respond to invitation to defend the queries as regards to that MDA, we will do the needful. And of course, the queries are here. For today, we are not reading the queries of the various MDAs, but it is important that the public knows that this is where we are. And from this point, we will call the bluff of whoever chief executive that fails to respond. We are on this side once more, sitting on position of mandate. We are not appointees. We have the mandate of Nigerians.
We'll go on a short break and be back with stock market reports. Welcome back. Nigeria's equities market decreased further by 0.2% on Wednesday, recording its third consecutive day of negative close. Now, investors have since this week continued to reinforce their risk-off stance in the equity market space as fixed income rates remained elevated. Now, Oando had a tough trading day, sinking by 9.95% to trade close at 36 naira 20 kobo per share, with Kutix also stumbling in its wake to close at 5 naira 36 kobo per share. Now, today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange saw a flurry of activities with 315 million shares changing hands across 8,365 deals, racking up a market value of 5.48 billion naira. Now, busy day on the floor. Moving on, global stocks were in the green, wrapping up the day on a bullish streak. Meanwhile, bond yields took a breather as news of moderate U.S. inflation in July had investors buzzing about a potential Fed rate cut soon in the foreign exchange market. The naira also took a nosedive in the foreign exchange market to trade at 1,600 naira to the dollar on the black market. The British pound is clocking in at 2,065 naira, and the euro is holding steady at 1,720 naira as well on the black market. That's it on both business and stock market reports. Back to you, Simisola, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Akwemi. And in France, 2 Rafale fighter jets have collided mid-air before crashing to the ground in the northeastern part. A search for crew members is underway. According to civil and military authorities, the incident occurred in the Colombe-Loubels, a town in northeastern France. An Air Force spokesman in Paris says the 2 jets were from the Saint-Desire Air Base. The spokesman added that one of the pilots ejected himself, but an instructor and a student pilot from the second aircraft are still missing. And Taliban authorities have kicked off celebrations of the 3rd anniversary of their rule over Afghanistan at the former U.S. Bagram Air Base. Hundreds of people, including Chinese and Iranian diplomats, gathered at the base outside Kabul for speeches and a military parade. According to a statement by the Prime Minister Mohammed Hassan Akhand, the Taliban government has the responsibility to maintain Islamic rule, protect property, people's lives, and the respect of their nation. Taliban forces seized the capital, Kabul, on August 15, 2021, after the U.S.-backed government collapsed and its leaders fled into exile. On sports, as Nigerians continue to assess Team Nigeria's participation at the just concluded Paris Olympics Games in France, the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) has exonerated itself from the unimpressive performance of the Super Falcons. The Nigerian senior female national football team had crashed out at the group stage of the football event in the Mondial, losing all their 3 matches. Criticisms have continued to trail the Randy Waldrum-led ladies' outing, with many blaming the Football Federation for the shoddy preparation of the ladies. However, reacting formally to the pre-tournament preparation and the outing, the NFF says the Federation rather deserves commendation for assisting the team, which resulted in their participation. Still on sports, the Premier League has confirmed there will be a significant change to the video assistant referee VAR ahead of the 2024-25 season. Since its introduction in the 2019-20 campaign, the VAR has been involved in a couple of controversial incidents. Ahead of the new season, which begins this week, the Premier League has announced fresh steps as they attempt to address those issues. On Tuesday, the Premier League launched a new account on X, which will provide near-live explanations of refereeing decisions. Well, that's it on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.